Hello, and welcome to the Chamber Music Society of Mississauga's in-home virtual concert series. My name's Richard Moore, and I'm a percussionist. Today I'll be performing 4 pieces on various percussion instruments, some of them more standardized and a couple of them more unusual. The first piece I'm going to perform on the marimba is a piece called Music for Self-Isolation. Now this piece is one of 30-odd pieces that the composer Frank Horvat has written during the pandemic. I'm going to read you a program note from the composer. Quote, "As a composer, I was feeling helpless at home during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Then I realized I could at least provide my musical friends with new compositions while they were spending time in self-isolation. So for 6 weeks beginning in late March, I composed 31 new short pieces of music for an unaccompanied solo instrument or voice, or for a duo of musicians who are self-isolating together. With the cancellation of all performances, COVID-19 has adversely impacted the world's music community. This project is my attempt to raise the spirits of fellow musicians and the community at large as we continue to traverse through uncertain times. We might be self-isolating, but we are never alone. We have the music." End quote. The next piece is for an instrument called the mbira. The mbira comes from, well, this particular mbira comes from Zimbabwe, and it's performed by the Shona people. But similar instruments exist throughout other parts of Zimbabwe and surrounding countries like Mozambique and Zambia. The mbira is known for its larger set of keys, usually in the area of 26 to 30 keys. Smaller instruments from other regions might have anywhere from 4 or 5 up to 20 odd keys, and will go by the name of kalimba, karimba, and so forth. So this instrument was made by a Shona blacksmith. It consists of a soundboard, a hardwood, locally sourced, then you have these metal tines or keys, which are cut to length. They are tuned by flattening the end of the key, or sometimes they'll file off the top end to sharpen the note. And then they're put underneath this holding bar, which not only holds the keys but acts as a fine tuner as well. The outer resonating chamber is called a dazi. It's also known as a calabash. It's a locally grown squash, local to Zimbabwe, that is. And this one's actually made of fiberglass, so it's a little more durable. And we have bottle caps fastened to the outside that act as little buzzing things that will vibrate once the keys are struck. It's very common in a lot of African music to add some sort of thing that will buzz with the instrument. It's kind of like an aesthetic thing often seen. So the piece I will perform is a traditional Shona piece called Bastu Matandari, and I'll play the main theme and a little bit of a variation for you. The third work on the program is another piece from the Music for Self-Isolation series by composer Frank Horvat, this time composed for the vibraphone. is a piece by the composer Charles Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon's 134th is a piece for solo rudimental snare drum. In this piece, the composer applies all 26 of the standard snare drum rudiments. Today I'll be performing this piece on what is known as a rope drum. This rope drum is a replication of American Revolutionary style rope style snare drum. The ropes, as you can see, crisscross from top to bottom, and these leather ears wrap around the rope, and this acts as a tensioner for the top and bottom drum heads. On this particular drum, there's a calf skin on the top and a very thin calf skin on the bottom head, and the snare wires, as you can see, are called gut strings, and they also come from an animal. Wilcoxon's 134th. I'd like to thank Peggy Hills and the Chamber Music Society of Mississauga for having me perform this in-home mini virtual concert. I'd also like to thank all of you for tuning in and watching, and I'd like to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and all the best for 2021.